Welcome back to a my math lab example, and this one is like question three. And excuse me, remember what I had mentioned in the other videos. I'm not going to be able to do a ton of these. There's a lot of different types, especially this first unit. You're kind of taking all pre-calculus and reviewing it all in 1 week. So there's a lot of material just kind of smattered about, and so what I did is I tried to pick a couple problems that would be, ones that are comprehensive or exemplify kind of the main topics that we're going to be emphasizing throughout the course. And one of them is this idea of lines. This was probably the most comprehensive problem as a review of lines, and probably started studying lines back in Algebra 1. And you were to do, things like finding slope and equations of lines, and that's essentially what you're doing here. You're just finding the equation of a line, and you're given 2 points. And so what I did is this is just a screenshot of when I was in previewing the assignment. I have here the solution. Okay, so the question is, this is going to be how you have to enter the answer. One of the things you need to be very careful of when you're working with my math lab is these little phrases down here where it says, in this case, simplify your answer. You're only to use fractions or integers for numbers in the equation, and you have to have it in the slope-intercept form, and they do not want you to factor. Okay, so you need to follow these directions, okay, because you could technically have the equation, but it's not in the format that they're requesting, right? So what I have here, this is kind of what your work should look like. Um, Three key formulas from studying lines. One is the formula for slope. The other, given 2 points, we can find the slope. The other one is the point slope form. In other words, if we have a particular point on the graph and a slope, we should be able to generate the equation, which is what we're going to use this for. And then we're looking to get it in this format, which is slope-intercept form. This M would be the slope, represent the slope, and the B would represent the y-intercept. So you can see here that I like to write the points down, and again, being careful here is probably, or organized, is the most key thing. You have to again take the difference of the y, and it doesn't matter coordinates. It doesn't matter which order you subtract them in, as long as you're consistent with both the numerator and denominator. So in other words, here I'm taking 4 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 3. And I want to mix those directions up. I could have taken 1 minus 4 and 3 minus 2. Either way, I'm going to get -3/2 when I simplify. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute in the m for the slope, like I did here. And I just like to leave, these blank here, just to exemplify, you can fill them in. You don't need the 2 steps, but here I do fill them in. I just wanted you to be able to see that. And I think it's a good idea to use parentheses when you make those substitutions. Just sometimes you'll get a negative number in here, and you have a minus and negative, and you may forget to do that. And, in this case right here, I do have y or x minus 1, which leaves me just with x minus 1. But if I had a -1 here, that would become a +1, right? And we simplify from algebra. So I just think it's always a good idea to be able to check your work over real quick before you type your solution in. So I could have also used the point 1, 3, 3 for x and 1 for y. Now here I just happen to arbitrarily choose this one, okay? And when I substitute in, I'm not going to go through all the algebra steps, but I'm just essentially going to distribute the -3/2, add 4 to both sides, simplify, combine like terms, and I do end up with y equals -3/2 x plus 11/2, which is what I would have right here, okay? So again, if I would type in, like if I would express this -3/2 as -1.5, my math lab is going to score that wrong because of the way these directions are emphasized right here. They only want integers or fractions. Okay, so no decimals. Right now, so I could get a decimal here, a 5.5, And I don't want to type that in. I want to type in 11 halves. Okay. So there's your review of lines. I know there's a there's a lot more to it than just that one problem, but I think this one kind of exemplifies all the other ones and is without a doubt the most comprehensive. All right, so we'll see you in the next video.